The fuck?
I need an adult. Ew. No, yes.
What?
Oh, are we starting?
Now.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back to another episode of Two Dumb Bitches.
I'm Lucy.
I'm Sienna.
And
we are the
Dumb
Dumb Bitches. We are going into, I don't necessarily, it's not like a heavy topic, but it's
No.
more of a serious topic today.
Yeah.
It's an important topic.
Yes.
It's also one that I have been dealing with, and so you have been dealing with because you are my emotional support, Lucy.
Yes.
Because I don't go to the doctor's office by myself.
Yes.
I will, but I don't want to.
I mean,
I'm not going to if I don't have to.
yeah.
Doctor's offices piss me off.
They're not fun.
No, they're not. And I still, even as an almost 30-year-old, when they're like, what are your symptoms? I'm like,
Mom?
Mom?
What are my symptoms?
What are my symptoms? When did this start?
I don't even know.
I also do the thing at doctor's offices where I, like, when they're like, rate your pain on a scale of 1 to 10. Like, if it's a 6, I'll be like, it's probably like a 3. Because I don't want to seem like I'm a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And then also because you read those things where they're like, I lost my train of thought.
About the pain scale?
Oh, you see those things where people are talking about that and they're like, if your pain was actually a 10, you wouldn't be speaking right now. And it's like, okay, I get that.
Yeah.
Like doctors and nurses
They don't
and stuff will say
explain
that.
the pain scale. I think that's the issue.
Because to me, I'm going, a 5 is like, it's annoying.
Yeah.
Like, it's average.
Yeah.
Like, halfway down the middle. It's not like average pain, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, so
a 3 is like, I got a sliver. I don't know, slivers kind of hurt. But like, in my mind, a 3 is like almost nothing.
Yeah. So I think they don't explain, they don't give you a reference point.
No.
And that's actually, it's a big problem. It's a systemic problem. Because you run into, this happens more with neurodivergent people and also autistic people, where they have no idea where on the scale their pain is. And so, like, they actually put out a separate scale that, like, actually delineates it. And so it's like, I'm trying to remember. It's like a 5 can be mitigated with pain meds.
That's how I feel like it should be.
Yeah. And
that's why if I say that my pain is like a 6, I'm like, I tell the doctor that it's a 3.
Yeah.
But I don't actually know what a 3, when I say that my pain is a 3 to a doctor, what does that mean to them? What are they hearing?
I think they hear it's like a sliver.
Then I don't know where to go from there.
So, like, I like this scale better because they separate it by, like, how much you can function with that pain.
Okay.
So, like, as it increases, it's like, is pain medication effective? Can you feel it, but you can still focus and do things? Or is it starting to impact how much you can focus on things? Is it starting to impact whether you can sleep? Is it, and it also separates it by how it feels with pain meds and without. So, like, maybe without pain meds, you can't focus, but with pain meds, you can. Or without pain meds, you can't sleep, but with pain meds, you can. And it also separates the types of pain meds. So it's like, with Tylenol, it's taken care of. Or if it's a higher level, with Tylenol, it helps, but it doesn't cover it completely. But with Vicodin, it's gone.
See, that's wild because, like, the reason that I kind of started to think about this was because you remember a couple days ago, or like last week, whenever it was, I had a crazy headache.
Yes.
And it was to the point where I couldn't do anything.
Mhm.
It didn't matter what position I was in. It didn't matter. I couldn't sleep. I had taken Tylenol and ibuprofen. I could not do anything except for like sit there and be like miserable in my pain.
I would call that probably an 8.
So I would have told the doctor that it was a 5.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing that is, because as you're sitting there explaining the scale to me,
Yeah.
I'm going, no, that was a bad headache. It
That
was
was a
like a
really bad headache.
debilitating headache.
Yes.
But I would have said that it was like 5, maybe a 6. And
Yeah.
I like,
So, like, a 10 is, like, you're incapacitated.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be talked
you're
to.
in a coma. I'm just kidding.
I mean, almost. You're writhing in pain.
Yeah.
A 9 is you're writhing, but you can answer questions. And an 8 would be like you're miserable, you can't sleep, but someone can still talk to you.
Okay. That's wild.
Yeah.
But then I also, like, if I were to go into a doctor's office and explain, I had a headache that was an 8.
Mhm.
That makes me feel like such a baby.
Like you're being dramatic.
So dramatic. How do you have a headache that's an 8?
It's a bad headache.
It is a bad headache. But then I'm also like, okay, I don't know because I've never had a stroke. But when people describe having a stroke, they're like,
Mhm.
it's the worst headache that you've ever had.
Mhm.
So if that's a 10,
Mhm.
you're telling me that that's only 2 points above what I had? Like, it's all like the whole thing is just so,
You like gaslight yourself.
and it's like perspective and like situational.
Yes,
And
it's
so,
very
yes,
subjective.
that's the word that I'm looking for. So, yes, when I'm sitting there, I'm not going to tell a doctor that my head hurts at an 8 because,
Well, and that's why people with autism struggle so much because they're like, okay, is it the worst pain that I have ever experienced or the worst
yeah.
pain that I can envision anyone experiencing?
Because
it's
like,
like if I've never broken a bone, I don't know where that my pain compares to that because I haven't felt that pain before.
yeah, I have no idea.
And so they don't know how to answer.
But that's what I do. That's why,
Yeah.
like, when they're asking me, like, I'm sitting there going,
Exactly.
and then I wind up saying that my head hurt at a 5, and they're probably going,
You're fine.
take some freaking Tylenol.
You'll be fine.
And in my head, I'm going, I did.
Right.
And it didn't do anything, but I'm too scared to say that.
So I think the pain scale is flawed.
I agree. And I
And-
hate it when I get asked that.
Yeah. I think either they need to like give you a chart that delineates all of those things. You can say I have this one.
Yeah.
Um
Or, look, okay. It's going to sound like I'm shitting on doctors. I am, but I'm also not. I understand that, like, I could never do it
yeah.
because there's too many options. There's too many variables.
Mhm.
Like, I could never have somebody walk in and be like, I have this and this and this, and have me be like, I've cured you. Like, this isn't house. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But also at the same time, like, it is incredibly frustrating. And I wish that it was more so a thing of, can you just like go ahead and explain to me?
Your experience.
Yeah. And then I could just say, this is what happened when I had this headache. And they can go, okay.
Yes. I think that is more so a factor of
Time.
yes. And the trend that our healthcare has been going on is doctors aren't supposed to spend more than 10 minutes with a patient. Yeah.
What?
And so they don't have time for you to tell them. So that's
10 minutes?
10 to 15 minutes. That's all you get.
That's insane.
And they get in trouble if they spend longer.
That's insane.
And it's like it's so systemic. It's starting to get into like insurance and stuff. Like insurance won't recommend doctors that spend more time with their patients because they want them to
What?
be efficient. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And they'll like change the way that they can code stuff. So then if they spend too long with their patients, that they won't approve.
You know what's
their
crazy to
codes.
me about that is that, okay, if, let's just say, I'm just going to like put an example out there, okay? Let's just say a doctor goes in, spends 10 minutes with their patient, doesn't get the whole story, and
Mhm.
says, you have anxiety.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so then this patient goes, they try to like take these drugs, whatever, it's not working, it's not working. Okay, well, now I've got to make a second appointment.
Yes.
And now you're only going to spend another 10 minutes with me and you're going to go, well, you have terrible acid reflux. I don't know.
Yes.
Okay. And now we're going to try and like fix that. Oh, no, it's not that. Now I'm going to make a third appointment. So
Yes.
now we've spent 45 minutes together. Whereas potentially, if maybe you had spent 30 minutes with me in the first appointment,
Yes.
we could have actually figured out what was going on the first time.
Yes.
And I know that in that example, it's only a 15-minute difference, but like there are people who go and go and go and
Yeah.
go because it's like, I'm trying to tell you what's wrong with me. But like, that's kind of the experience that I had going to the doctor and you were there.
Yes.
And my doctor, I like her. She's very sweet. She's very kind.
Very kind, but she was so hurried. She kept talking over us.
It was like, I couldn't actually tell her what my symptoms were.
No.
And it's not like I was sitting, because I know I have a tendency to kind of like draw things out and not like lots of pauses, you know?
Yeah.
But no, I was sitting there and I was like, let me freaking just
Yes.
spitball fire these at you. And
When I didn't feel like she even heard half of what you said.
I don't think so either. I don't think so either. And then it was like, okay, well, let's just draw your blood. And I'm going, my blood work is fine. My blood work is always fine.
Yeah.
It's always fine.
And it was.
Except for I'm usually deficient in my B vitamins, sometimes my D vitamins.
And you're dehydrated.
And I'm always dehydrated. But that's it. That's what my blood work always says.
Yes.
But, oh, well, let's draw your blood.
And I think that's, I mean, they would have to probably run that anyway, but I also think that they use it as a shortcut to go like, okay, well, if it's any of these XYZ things, it'll show up in your blood work and I don't have to sit and talk to you about it.
Yeah, but then, so at the end of it, because I got sent home with, you have crippling anxiety, which I do have anxiety, but it has ramped up weirdly
in the last 4 months
to the point where I've just been like, I don't know, I can't, what do I do?
Yeah.
So I got sent home with an anti-anxiety med, which was in itself really frustrating because it was one that I had already been on and tried.
But she didn't talk to you long enough for you to say that.
Yes, because it was like she had in her chart like, okay, these are the ones that you've tried with us.
Yes.
For your depression.
Yes.
But I couldn't, and I had started to try and tell her, well, I had a psychiatrist in California. I've tried other medications too.
Yes.
Let me tell you the ones that I can remember that I've tried.
And she talked over you.
And she talked over me. And so she wound up giving me, it was Lexapro.
Which you had tried before.
Which I had tried before.
And didn't like before.
And didn't like it. So, but I was like, hey, different situations. We're treating the anxiety, not the depression this time.
Sure.
And it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. I had my anxiety like
went through the roof.
It was the same level of anxiety that I've been experiencing, but it wouldn't stop.
Yeah.
I wasn't getting a break.
Yeah.
Whereas typically before the Lexapro,
it kind of comes in waves.
It would last for like an hour or two and then I would get a little bit of a break. But it was just constant. It wouldn't stop. And then I almost passed out at work.
Yep.
Just all of these things. Anyways, now I'm sitting here because they called me and they said, well, your blood work's fine.
And you're like, I told you it would be.
Right. And so now I'm sitting here going, so what's wrong with me?
And now you have to make another appointment.
And now I have to make another appointment.
Yep. Whereas if they were allowed to just talk to you up front, you probably wouldn't have to.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you would, but you'd be a lot further down.
I would.
The line on figuring out what's going on.
And the other like incredibly frustrating part was that nobody has said to me, let's schedule you another appointment so that you can come in and talk to me again.
Yes.
It was like literally a call that said, your blood work's fine. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
So they put me on this other anti-anxiety med that I'm terrified to try. So I haven't started taking it. And that's where I'm at.
And they haven't followed up with you.
They haven't called to check. They haven't, and I can call them, but
you'll get their voicemail.
Yeah. And that's incredibly frustrating because I pay $400 a month for insurance. And also, my first appointment, originally, they couldn't get me in for 3 months.
Yeah,
I found out that my original doctor
that you went to years ago.
takes my insurance.
Yeah,
And so I was able to get in a little bit sooner
because you weren't a new
because I
patient.
wasn't a new patient. But yeah, originally when I made that appointment, because I was a new patient, they couldn't see me for 3 months,
Yeah,
which is insane.
completely insane. Well, and so like all of this is a reason why have you heard of concierge healthcare?
Mm-mm.
It's so instead of going through your insurance, you pay directly to the provider.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like at vet hospitals, where you can pay for like their in-house program that gets you like exams and an annual and all of
Mm-hmm.
that stuff. It's like that, but if you're humans. And so you pay out of pocket,
Mm-hmm.
but you get better care because they aren't being,
Tied down by insurance companies.
yes. And
Timing you.
and you don't have to file insurance.
Here's the other thing too about like out of pockets.
Yeah.
So I was uninsured for 2 years,
Mhm.
and I have never been somebody who like frequently goes to the doctor. I'm
Mhm.
like kind of like a guy in that sense. Where like when something's wrong with me, for the most part, I'll just be like,
That's fine.
"We'll see."
I'll take some Tylenol.
Yeah, pretty much. I'll go take a nap
Yeah.
and see if I'm better. I don't know. But there's been like a couple instances where I was like,
Yeah.
like I might have strep or something. So like I need to take care of this. And it's funny because the out of pocket price is lower than like what it is when you have insurance. Like I'm not talking about like a copay, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, let's say you walk in, this is just an example. These numbers are not actually going to be accurate. You walk into a doctor's office and it's like a specialty thing.
Mhm.
And they're like, well, insurance is only going to cover 50% of it. So you're responsible for the other 50%. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And so you wind up paying $400 for this specialty visit, right?
Uh-huh.
But then if you go in and say, I'm uninsured, they're like, well, out of pocket price is $200.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's because they have to jack it up. They have to jack their prices up in order to get paid by the
Which
insurance
is
company.
insane, which is stupid. And like, it's like I have insurance in case of like a really expensive emergency.
Like
Okay.
cancer or a car accident
Yes.
or
Yes. Something that's going to cost me like hundreds of thousands of dollars out of pocket. But when I'm sitting there looking at it and I'm going, I pay $400 a month for insurance.
Mhm.
I think an out of pocket visit to my doctor is like, I think it was like $150
Yeah.
or something. So I'm like, truthfully, if there's not a medical emergency, I'm spending way more money on insurance than I
Yeah.
would be if I just was going to the doctor.
Yeah. And that's why these concierge services are blowing up. Even my mom is thinking about going on it.
But then what do you do if you get in an accident?
So you can get separate health insurance that's like only like it's like disaster insurance. So it only covers
Mm-hmm.
like hospital visits or things
Oh.
like that. But it doesn't cover anything else.
See, that's not bad.
And that's going to be less expensive than a normal insurance plan.
Uh-huh.
And then but you have to do the math. You have to sit down and figure out,
Between the two plans.
is it worth it to have the two separate, have your
Yeah.
disaster insurance and your concierge plan together versus a regular insurance plan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But then the other thing that really pisses me off, because I'm self-insured, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that really pisses me off is that pretty much the sole reason why I got insurance, I know you already know where I'm going with this, was because I wanted to get remedicated for my ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
And so I told the guy on the phone, I was like, this is what I need to make sure. like over anything else. And he's like, all right, I got you.
Uh-huh.
And then you were going through, because I'm still a child. Like I don't understand insurance. Well, that's not
It's
necessarily true.
confusing.
My insurance is really confusing.
I mean, insurance and like if you go down
Yeah.
to like your actual like documentation of like where it explains like line by line and
All of the ins and outs and the
exactly
nitty-gritties.
what
It
is covered, it's
confusing.
very confusing.
But for the most part, like I can figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, my insurance now, it's like my brain just shuts off
Well, it
anytime
had
I even
like
go on the website.
there was like it was like these are the exceptions for things that it will not cover, and it was like 3 pages
Yeah.
of stuff.
Well, guess what was in those 3 pages?
Specifically medication to
For
treat ADHD.
So it's like the reason I got, which look, I'm not mad about it because at least now I can go to the doctor for my health stuff. Except for I'm sitting here going, why did I go to the doctor?
Yeah,
Because,
you've gotten nowhere.
well, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Um
Any like jump that I've made towards getting better has been from my own like Google research and
yeah. They haven't accomplished anything.
no, because I'm not even taking the medication that she gave me.
No.
And maybe that will really help me, but I'm really scared to take it because of the crazy side effects from the Lexapro.
Yeah.
I might have to like stay with you for a couple nights after I start taking it.
Take a couple days off work.
Yeah, just in
Just in
case.
case.
Yeah, I don't know, which is wild because that's also the part that like really pisses me off is like me having to go home on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Like I don't get paid time off.
And that was
That
one
was
of
a
your biggest
lot
days.
of money that I missed out on.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
And it's scary because you're like, what's happening to me?
Oh my gosh, I literally thought that I was going to die.
Yeah.
That's what my anxiety attacks have been for the past like solid month consistently is that I was going to die.
Like, and that's rough.
It's been the worst anxiety that I've had. And I for anybody who deals with this, I am so sorry. Because yeah, this has been one of the most trying times of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had a lot of trying times.
Yes.
Anxiety is
No joke. Yeah.
And like I said, I've had pretty intense anxiety. I don't want to say pretty intense. It's average, I think, for like people who like are diagnosed with anxiety. I'm not talking about like the average person's.
Yeah. It's a pretty typical case of anxiety.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I have anxiety attacks, I have panic attacks, you know, the stuff. But
this has been something else.
Yeah. And I really feel for anyone who goes through this, especially because
When I just like I felt like when we were trying to explain that to her, it was not clicking.
No.
Because you're like, yeah, but I always have anxiety. Like, this is different. And
Yeah.
she just was talking about it like it's your average normal anxiety.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, this is worse.
This is different. Yeah, and that's part of what was just so frustrating for me. And then also it's like, given the fact that, I mean, we talked about in another episode that, I mean, one of my clients was like, you probably have POTS.
Yeah.
The bit of research that I've done into it is kind of all pointing to that.
Checking off all the boxes.
Literally all of the boxes. And I'm going, holy crap, wait, I've been dealing with this
forever.
For as long as I can remember, truthfully. I think that if I do have it, I don't have a severe case of it,
Mm-hmm.
but I do think that it's there.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like whatever's going on right now is a result of that. Like something is like triggering flare-ups in me. But I just got dismissed with, well, you have anxiety.
Yeah. Like, because, I mean, we straight up said, we think that you have POTS.
Yeah.
And started listing the symptoms, and she cut you off.
She cut me off. And it's like, I understand that she couldn't diagnose me, but she could refer me to a specialist.
And she didn't even bring that up as an option.
Mm-mm.
She was just like, well, let's take care of the anxiety.
Yeah.
Like, but that's not why.
Right, because uh, it's weird that the anxiety kind of started overnight. Like
Mhm.
it was like I was fine one day and then the next day I had this like terrible, just an awful day.
Mhm.
And then it kind of tapered off over the next couple days and then it was gone for a couple weeks and then it was just there again.
Yeah.
And then in the past month it has been literally every single day
Yeah.
minus maybe one or two
Yeah.
in the month. That's weird.
Yeah.
I don't think that that's what anxiety. I could be wrong. I'm not a doctor, but I don't think that that's what
Well, and that's
anxiety
not what it looks
does.
like for you.
That's the one. I think that's the biggest thing.
Because I think it can present in many, many different ways,
Yeah.
but the biggest thing is your presentation changing.
Yes.
And yes, it is.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, I guess I'm left to figure this out
On your own.
on my own.
Yeah. And it's just like it's so hard to find a provider that listen
Yes.
and is willing to look at, because like, and I know that they teach this in medical school. There's a saying that they all repeat, but it's like when you hear hooves, think horses, not zebras.
Uh,
Because it's like it's gonna be something normal, so don't think of the crazy thing. But then that just makes it so that no one looks for
right.
the less known stuff.
Well, and I think that's part of what is really frustrating too is that it seemed like, a couple years ago, it was still hard to find a provider who listened to you.
Yeah.
I mean, one of like my biggest I've told you this before because it just was so amazing to me.
Mhm.
My last doctor, she was asking me about my family history and I
Mhm.
was like, "Well, my mom had this and she had this." And she like stopped me and went, "Had?" And I said, "Well, yeah." And she goes, "Is your mom passed?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "How long ago did this happen?" And I said, Maybe like 4 months ago." And she goes, "Okay, how's your depression doing?" And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Not only was she listening enough to hear me use past tense,
Mhm.
but she then went, "Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Do I know that you didn't come in for this, but do we need to maybe address this? How are you
Yeah.
doing?" And that was like earth shattering for me.
Yes.
Like I was like, I will never let you go.
Well,
And then she had a baby.
uh,
So she's not practicing. At least not I haven't found her again,
yeah.
which good for her. Happy for her. But
It's so hard when you lose a good one.
I
And
know.
that's the other thing that pisses me off is that they've gone into this, and I've seen it in multiple places where I've had appointments and stuff where it's like we can only address one thing. So you have to pick which problem you're there for. So it's like it could be like, well, I have a broken leg, but also I think I might have the flu, and it's like, well, you have to pick one.
Did I ever tell you I had an OBGYN who I was there for my endometriosis and I think I was like, "Oh, by the way, can you refill my birth control for me?" And like she had been filling it, but it
Yeah.
was like I just needed to be like, "Hey,
Hey, can
I
you just put
it's
in
been
a
a year, can you like rewrite my script for me?"
yeah
And she charged me, like double charged me.
for your appointment?
Yeah, because I
It
had
had to be
asked
a separate
it
appointment.
was two separate appointments. Yeah. And that's okay, like that's what I was saying about like it has always kind of been hard to find like a good doctor, but now it's even harder
Yes,
because those doctors who want to be that person,
they
they
can't.
can't.
They can't.
And we wonder why like less and less people because can we talk about medical school for a second?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm sure you know this. I did not know this. And then I had a client whose daughter was
Hmm.
going into medical school. I don't know how anybody does it. I don't know how anybody does it. Because, first of all, these tests that they have to take are like,
Like the MCAT or whatever it is.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Maybe. They're so expensive.
Yeah.
And if you don't
They're like hundreds
pass,
of dollars.
I want to say it's like close to 1,000. I could be wrong about that, but I remember when she told me how much it cost, I like my jaw was on the floor and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Hmm.
And then if you don't pass, like obviously, they do the thing where they're like you have to wait a certain amount of time before
Yeah.
you can retake it. Fair. But it's like you have to wait. I think it's like six, I'm probably just I was literally about to be like, I'm pulling things out of my ass. I probably am. Like, I'm probably like over making this more dramatic than it
Yeah.
actually is. But I remember when she was telling me like how long you have to wait and how much these tests cost, that I was just absolutely
Flabbergasted.
flabbergasted. And then I found out that you don't actually get to pick which medical school you go to.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I didn't know that either. You don't get to pick. I think you do when you're like specializing.
Okay.
Like you can like do the same type of thing where you like go around, you do your interviews, you pick where you want to go, and hopefully they pick you back.
Yeah.
But apparently for like medical school, at least this is what she was telling me, you don't pick, they send you. And it's like
Oh.
if you are like getting top grades and stuff like that, they'll send you to
To
a
the better
better
ones.
school. But so this client's daughter was going to New York,
Okay.
and she was really excited about that. But then she was going, but we don't find out until a month before she starts school. So that means that they had to go to New York and find her an apartment
Within a month?
within a month in New York. So let's just say,
What are you supposed to do?
well, so she was very fortunate in the sense that like she was successful.
Okay.
So she was able to do this for her daughter.
Yeah.
But could you imagine
No.
somebody just, even with like middle class?
Yeah. Like, say you're there on a scholarship.
That's insane. And you can't have a job
No.
while you're doing that.
No. And they're notorious for underpaying.
Yes.
Like, that's so common, it's a stereotype
Yes.
that, like, the poor resident.
Yes. 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 It's insane. And so it's like, unless you have crazy scholarships or a family
Yeah, you
that
came from
can,
money.
yes, how do you do that? Because it's not even like a, okay, we're going to ride this out for 4 years. We're going to go into crazy debt with loans,
Mhm.
but 4 years,
Pay
that's
it
fine
off.
because when I get out, I'll be making money. This is what, 10 years?
Yeah.
10 years of school?
Yeah.
And I think that's like minimum. Because if you're going to specialize, I think it's more than that. I think I
Mhm.
have a cat hair in my eye.
Well, because it's 4 for undergrad, 4 for
Med school.
med school,
Then you
and
have to do your residency.
then residency, and then if you specialize, there's more on top of that.
Yes. Yes, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. So, mad respect to anybody who goes to med school for any reason.
Yeah.
But we do this, and now it's like I'm hearing that these doctors are not getting paid.
Enough.
No. And they're working these insanely long hours.
Yes.
There's, I also have a client who is a chiropractor.
Mhm.
She had no benefits, severely underpaid. And I'm like sitting there and I'm just like,
What, a chiropractor doesn't get benefits?
huh? Apparently that's very common, is what she was telling me. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You work in the healthcare system, but you don't get healthcare.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Like these clients of mine who come in and like tell me these things, I'm just like, sorry,
What?
what? And that's the thing is I am like, I guess more like, I don't know, is privilege the right word in the sense of having these clients who come and tell me all of these behind the scenes, because a lot of people don't know these things.
Yeah.
But I get to hear
All of these.
all of these behind the scenes, and I'm just sitting here going, what is going on? How are we thinking that this is okay? Because these people are spending so much time and money to go to school, and then they're
Yeah.
not being treated well coming out of school.
Yes.
They're not actually, because most of these, I'm sure a lot of these people are going to school for the money aspect of it, right? But I think you're not going to be a doctor if there's not some desire to help people,
Mhm.
right? Because it's not like it's easy money.
No.
So, and then they get out of school and it's like, well, okay, so now we're being told that we can't even help anyone. because we're only allowed to spend 10 to 15
Like,
minutes with our patients.
no wonder so many of them get jaded.
Yes. And no wonder less and less people are going to med school.
Yeah. Why would you? That doesn't sound like a good deal to me.
No, that does not sound like a good time. And I, it's like really hard to have a family
Yeah.
because,
And also, med school is so hard to get into to begin with.
oh my gosh, could you imagine going to school and then not getting into med school? That would be horrible. Well, it's like with Kellen.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to be an orthodontist originally.
Which he's
and-
glad he's not.
No, yeah, he's gone a completely different way.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that was his original plan, and he didn't get into dental school.
Which is crazy because he's really smart.
Insanely smart.
So he had to completely just figure something else out.
Yeah. I mean, and really it was because he broke his ankle like the week of finals his freshman year. And so then he bombed all of those tests and he spent all of his undergrad recovering from that. And it just wasn't enough.
That's been my, I feel like I've just been ranting. That's just what, this has just been a event sesh for me, I guess. But it is true. And I mean, that's what I've been
Going
having to
through.
deal with. Yeah.
And I mean, it's also hard, you add on top of that being female.
I was literally just going to say that too.
Because we're so dismissed.
All the time.
So you're saying that your pain is a 3 and they think you're being dramatic.
Wait, okay. You know which videos I love? And Smosh just did one of these too. Where they put the cramp simulators. I think it's
Yes.
and it's like the guys are like at like a 3 or a 4 and they're like
They can't handle it.
They did it. You have to do like an obstacle course while it's doing it. That's what they did. So the first, you have to pour yourself a glass of water and then drink it. And then you have to stack some boxes and then you have to give a lecture over whatever is on the little thing. And the guys are like shaking as they're pouring the water.
I need to watch this video.
It was so funny. And then Courtney does it. I think they were all at like a 4. Courtney ramps it up to an 8. Because she's sitting at like 7 and she's like, this is about what I feel. Yeah, and she starts to do the course and she goes, okay, let me push it up to an 8 where like it like hurts.
Yeah.
And even though she was like, yeah, this one's tough, she's like, still just There's a couple times during the presentation where she starts to be like, ooh, okay. But she's at an 8.
Yeah.
Whereas the guys were at a 4.
And
you're really going to look at us and be like, women are so weak.
Well, and so like, yeah, you can't gaslight yourself because they're already gaslighting you.
I know.
So if your pain is at a 6 and you say it's a 3, they're hearing it's at a 1.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you're so right.
So you can't.
Yes.
It's like you almost have to be dramatic to balance it out.
Okay, I had a guy at one of the restaurants that I worked at. It was like, I think he's like 19-year-old kid, right? And he's like, can you explain what period cramps are to me? Because these poor guys, especially in the restaurant, like when we're in the alley, it's like we take a second to be like,
Yeah.
And so when the girls are on their periods, it's like we'll turn the corner in the alley and be like, and so this had been happening. And so this guy was like, can you just like what does a period cramp feel like? Okay, you can tell me if this was an accurate description or not.
Okay.
It's like when you eat some like bad food.
Yes.
And you're cramping, like right before you've got to like
Yes.
run to the bathroom. And that's what the cramps feel like. And then also imagine that somebody's walking around giving you a dead leg
Yes.
all day long. And then I was like, think about when you're doing like back workouts and your lower back is like tired while you're doing the workout. It's like all 3 of those things at one time.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Because when I said that to him, he was like, that doesn't sound like a good time.
It's
I
not.
was like, it's not. And I was like, and on top of like feeling like you're gonna have like you're gonna like shit your pants, sometimes you actually like are going to.
Every time.
Every single time. It's called the period poops for a reason.
Like, that's common.
Yeah. So it's like not a good time.
Also, sometimes that happens when you ovulate too. So it's not just
yeah.
1 week out
Yeah.
of the month.
Yeah, it's like half the month for people like me who have a long cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible, and guys just think that you
You're
guys just
being
you use it as an
you're being a
excuse.
baby.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now that if men had periods, they'd get
Gosh.
menstrual time off
Oh my gosh,
would
they
be a thing.
absolutely would.
It
They
would.
absolutely would. I have actually, I don't know if this is just my algorithm or if this is like men doing better. I
Okay.
really hope it's the second one. For starters, I saw this guy who was like, I just started to dive into women's healthcare,
Okay.
and you guys should be madder. He's like going on this whole thing about like, there's this and this and this, and you guys have to deal with this. And these tests aren't even run for women, they're only run for men. Why are you guys mad? And like the comments are like, no, we are.
Yeah.
We just get told that we're being too emotional.
Yes. I saw one sort of in that vein the other day too.
Uh-huh.
He went through and did a deep dive on what it actually looks like to get a cervical biopsy.
I think I watched that too. Did he have the clamps
Uh-huh.
and showed you? And
Uh-huh.
he had like the diagram of the penis,
Uh-huh.
and he went, imagine this.
Yes.
I saw that too. I
Yes.
was like, I love
And he was
you.
like, "Oh."
Yeah.
Yeah, because and like yeah, it had like the whole like animation and everything.
Yeah.
And he was just like, "You Tylenol? All you get for that is Tylenol?"
Well, one of the comments, well, there was a bunch of comments on it when I saw it, and one of the comments was like, I got sent home, or I got told to take some Tylenol, and then my husband had a toothache, and he got prescribed opioids.
Yeah.
Okay.
When it was talking about like with vasectomy, they get Valium to take during. They have prescription Tylenol that they should take before and after, and they get like 2 days off of work.
Oh my gosh.
It's an outpatient procedure. They don't even put them under anesthesia.
Oh my gosh. But getting an IUD is an outpatient procedure, and that was
You get nothing.
horrible
You get
experience for
nothing.
me. Yeah.
Absolutely
If you
nothing.
want to take some over-the-counter Tylenol or ibuprofen
I mean, that's
beforehand,
up to
you
you.
can. But like I know I've talked about this before, but my doctor was fantastic,
Mhm.
but my nurse, she didn't tell me to do that. And so when I came in to get it done, and my doctor was like, "Did you take your Tylenol?" And I said, and she like her face went white. She was like, "Oh my gosh." And she went and she got me some. But
Thank
like it wasn't kicked in by the time, like
No,
she
and
couldn't wait that long.
they're not checking up on that.
No.
Like
No. And that was, yeah, that was horrible.
No, I saw one comment. It was like she got her IUD placed and she said that she was literally shaking from the pain
Mhm.
and crying, and they told her that she needed to chill out and because she was old enough to handle it.
Okay, but here's the crazy thing too, and my doctor warned me of this too, because I have a tendency to pass out easily.
Yeah.
And so I informed her of this, and so she was like, "Okay, well, we're going to make sure that we move slowly." And she said, "I'm just letting you know, this is going to be done very close to your vagus nerve,"
Mhm.
which,
Can make you pass out.
well, I think that that's the one that kind of triggers your fight or flight. So
Oh.
yes, it can either make you
Oh, it
pass
messes
out.
up with your nervous system.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is also the reason why period poops are a thing. Is
Is
because
that
it's,
why?
yeah. Yeah.
I thought it was like because your uterus is like contracting to expel the.
I think that's part of it too, but
Okay.
it's stimulating your vagus nerve.
Okay.
The vagus nerve is big and intense, if
Yeah.
I remember correctly. I learned this once upon a time when I went to school, but I don't remember all the details. But yeah, she warned me, and she was like, you might feel like you're gonna throw up. You might start getting jittery,
Yeah.
and so when it happened, because it did, it was like everything. I was like, I need a trash can. She gave me the trash can. I said, I need you to leave the room in case I throw up. And she said, okay. And then I was like, okay, I'm not going to throw up. And then I was like, okay, I am going to go shit my pants now. And so I like started walking to the bathroom, and I was like, great, I'm going to pass out. And so I had to sit in the hallway. Like, it was just like, and I was so embarrassed because people were walking by me. They were like, "You good?" I was like, "Please just leave me alone for a second." And it was so embarrassing because don't get me wrong, it hurt like a bitch to
Yeah.
put it in. But I try really hard not to react like that.
Well, and I think that that itself
Is a
is a
problem.
problem. Like, it should be normalized. We should be supporting each other
Yes.
through our pain. Like, you
Yes.
shouldn't be embarrassed
Yes.
of having a physical response to something,
Yes.
you know?
I know.
You shouldn't feel like you have to hide your pain.
Yeah, it's not like I could help it. But like I said, at least for me, my doctor had said, "Hey,
This is gonna
this
happen.
this is very likely going to happen." And so when it did, I was like, "Hey, it's happening." But for somebody, if I had gone in there and she hadn't told me that that was a possibility, I would have been so embarrassed. I mean, I was still embarrassed.
Yeah.
So
And you shouldn't be.
that's wild.
Like, I like I've done research and stuff, not research, but like just during school and stuff on like childbirth in other cultures, like in history and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it used to be a community event. Like, all of the women would get together to hold you through it
Hmm.
and support you through it because they all know what it's like.
Yeah.
And it's not like that anymore.
Yeah.
And it should be.
I know. Especially because, yeah, sorry, I know I went on like a little bit of a weird off tangent thing, but I'm like, women's healthcare is definitely overlooked,
Oh, for sure.
but as women, we understand.
Yes.
Like, I do wish that we kind of had more of a, I guess, ability
Hmm.
to be a village again
Yeah.
because, yeah, it's crazy. And I know I know I've talked about this in another episode. My mom's friend who was like, "Why do women get their own doctors, but
Hmm.
men don't?"
Hmm.
Bitch, shut up. You don't even understand the bullshit that we have to go through.
No.
Because and it's not even just like our reproductive health either.
It's everything.
It's everything. It's everything.
They don't understand female hormones.
I mean, for the longest time, it was like a bunch of women were getting misdiagnosed for ADHD
Yes.
because they didn't do any research.
They diagnose them with depression and bipolar disorder and borderline personality disorder, and like it's still going on with autism as well.
Yeah. Because it presents differently in women than it does in men.
Yes.
Same thing with ADHD. If you look at mine and your ADHD
Yeah.
and put it next to Kellen's,
It's completely different.
completely different.
Completely.
Like there's definitely overlap
for sure.
for sure. But you can look at Kellen and go, "You have ADHD," because he sits there and he bounces his legs
And
he
he's
rocks.
rocking.
And it's so funny because I also will bounce my legs and I also will rock too, but not near as frequently. And
Mhm.
I have learned I only rock around you guys.
Yeah.
I will very rarely rock around somebody else because
You mask it.
I mask it because it's weird as a full-grown adult to sit here
there and rock.
self-soothe by
Yeah.
rocking. I really want to start singing Goofy Goober right now.
Do it.
I'm a Goofy Goober. Rock. Yeah, but
it's not okay for a grown woman to do that.
no, because if a guy's doing it, it's, "Oh my gosh, you're so ADHD," and if a girl does it, it's, "What the hell are you
Like,
doing?"
what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Are you having a nervous breakdown
Yeah.
right now?
Yep. And so the testing is hard.
Yeah.
Well, I think maybe I've talked about this before in our ADHD episode too, but so my doctor, when I got diagnosed for ADHD in college,
Mhm.
my doctor who did the testing and originally read my result, he was a guy.
Yeah.
And he was the one who told me, "I mean, you're kind of like on the cusp. Like you could get medicated, but like you're also fine. You're really not that ADHD." And I was like, "Well, I'm going to get medicated because that's what I'm here for." So I went to, then I think it was like the nurse practitioner type person.
Yeah.
And she said, "Oh, girl, you're like really ADHD. No, you're not on the cusp at all. You're all in, babe."
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh. Really?
So why did homeboy tell me?
It's only a little bit. I had a very similar experience. Not back to back like that.
Mhm.
But yeah, when I got assessed in college, it was a male doing the assessment and it was the
Mhm.
same kind of thing. It was like, yeah, you have, some, but it's not like, you don't it's up to you whether you want to be treated kind of thing.
Mhm.
And then when I just had my and you've seen the results from it,
Mhm.
my neuropsychological evaluation,
Mhm.
it was like, oh yeah, super ADHD.
Like, and it's so crazy because like knowing you and being around you, I can tell you that you are super ADHD.
Yeah.
And like I feel like it's probably the same for me. People who don't know us as well might not because we mask.
They know there's something going on though.
Yeah,
I mean, I've run into that over and over.
I know. Where they're like, "What's wrong with you?"
Yes.
They're like frustrated.
I was talking to somebody. They were talking about me with one of our coworkers.
Okay.
And she had explained that I have ADHD and
Uh
they
huh.
went, "Oh,
Oh.
that makes so much sense."
Mhm. Yeah, it's
That's why
crazy.
she does that?
Uh huh.
Yes, that's why she does that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's fun.
It's like, "Oh, I get you now."
Yeah,
Like
I know. I know.
Yes.
Yeah, women's healthcare is
It's
infuriating.
fucking wild.
And the amount of gaslighting that goes on is nuts.
And like,
Absolutely nuts.
I mean, you know that I had a hard time getting diagnosed with my sleep disorder too.
Yeah.
It's like they look for everything else.
Well, and here's what's frustrating too. Is it's like you had to pay a lot of money
Oh yeah.
and go get tested for basically I feel like you probably didn't need to do a sleep test because here's the other thing too. And this also happened to me at the doctor's office when I was straight up telling her my heart rate got up to
Mhm.
150 and stayed there for an hour. And she was like, "Well, how did you know that?"
Yeah. Was it your watch?
Yes, it was my watch. Like and like because she was saying it in a sense of like, well, are you just felt like your heart was racing really fast?
Oh, I was interpreting it like she was being dismissive because it was your watch doing the measuring.
Well, yeah, it was like a little bit of both, where it was like, do you actually are you just making up a number? And then when I was like, it was on my watch, like it was like okay,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, my watch is not accurate.
Right.
What? Like I'm sure it's not like perfect, but it's pretty. And
Jeez.
I feel like for you, like you had been tracking your sleep on your watch. Is it technically a medical device? No,
No. But it gives you a pretty good
a
idea.
pretty good idea. Why did you have to go through all of the hoops and hurdles?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm like even making sense, but it's I guess it's just kind of like a thing of okay, well, instead of having to do all of these testing even before we send you to go get a sleep disorder test,
Maybe
why
go, "Oh, yeah. You need a
hey,
sleep
yeah,
test."
your watch does say that your sleep is weird.
Because yeah, when I went to my cuz I went to my GP first just because I always am. I'm just exhausted
Yeah.
all the time. I can sleep for 14 hours
Right.
and be exhausted.
Right.
I can fall asleep anytime, any day, no matter how much sleep I've had.
I feel like if I was a doctor, I would have gone, "Hey, you wear an Apple Watch. Do you track your sleep?
Yeah. Can I take a
Can
look
I
at
take a
that?
peek at that?"
Yeah.
Because if it's normal, then we need to look for something else. But if I can look at your sleep results and say,
Your sleep is shit.
this is not good, then I can say, let's send you for a sleep test.
Yeah, but first I had to get my blood drawn and I had to take vitamin D supplements to see if that helped. And
Mm-hmm.
I had to do all of this other stuff. And they're like, "Well, how much sleep do you get every night?" And I'm like, 7+ hours.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
And then they do the thing where they're like, well, if you're sleeping too much, that can make you feel exhausted. Okay, but I'm telling you that sometimes I sleep 8 hours and I'm exhausted.
uh huh. And sometimes I sleep 14
And
and
I'm
I'm
exhausted.
exhausted.
It doesn't matter how much sleep I get, I'm still exhausted. I wish that they would give you a choice of like, look, we can try some more,
Basic tests.
yep, or we can try to put you on vitamin D and see if that helps you.
Uh-huh.
Or
We can do the sleep test.
it's going to be more expensive, but
We'll know for sure what's going on.
mhm. Just give me the option. Don't make me jump through the hoops. And that's kind of like where I'm at with like the whole POTS thing is I'm like, why do I have to go through it? Can you please just refer me to a cardiologist?
Yeah.
Please, for the love of God.
Yeah.
And then I can decide,
What I want to do.
do I want to go ahead and put in the time and money to go see a specialist,
Or do I want to try this other
or do
stuff
I want to try
first?
this other stuff first? It's just stupid.
Yes.
Why do I have to, if I, and here's the other thing that really irritates me too is I understand that it's probably so annoying for somebody to like for a doctor to be sitting there and have people self-diagnosing. But I also feel like there's a reason why people are self-diagnosing.
And it's because they're not.
So I'm sure that there are a lot of cases where it's like you get the hypochondriacs, right?
But
And
there
you're going,
can't be as many as they're
I
making
know.
them out to be.
I know. And so it's like, why can't I come into a doctor's office and say, these are my symptoms. This is what I've Googled. This is what Google tells me. If you think that I'm wrong, then okay.
Right.
But please don't dismiss this research that I have done.
Yes.
And at the very least, if you're like, I mean, your symptoms do add up. Do I think that that's what you have? No. But if you want, we can,
Sure.
I might advise that you take these tests. But if you want to do these ones as well, we can do that.
I don't see
Because
anything wrong with that.
you know, it's like so crazy and like probably really hard to wrap your brain around is like, this is your body.
What? Mine?
Your body is the one that's having the issues.
What a concept.
Autonomy?
That happened to me with I went to because I originally when I was in Texas got my ADHD meds from my GP.
Mm-hmm.
And then she moved and I was so sad.
Oh, I remember that. You were really sad.
I loved her. And so then I had to find a new one and I saw this lady probably in her 50s
Mm-hmm.
a couple of times and I put on the intake paperwork that like the entire reason that I was going to her was because I needed someone to prescribe me my meds.
Mm-hmm.
And she asked me if I had diagnosed myself on TikTok.
Look. I understand. There has been a bit of an influx of people diagnosing on TikTok. I understand that it's probably a little bit frustrating to have person after person after person come in and go, I'm ADHD.
Uh-huh.
Because and that is something that like I've talked about before that like you being quirky and silly does not mean that you're ADHD.
No.
Please don't take that away from me. But it's still at the same time if somebody comes in and says, "Hey, I identify with a lot of these things on if you're going to a doctor to say I relate
think
to
I
a lot of
probably
these,
have this
then you need to take that seriously regardless."
because they wouldn't be going through the effort
Right.
for no reason.
Right.
And also, no, woman, I have a fucking diagnosis. And if you looked at my paperwork
Right.
that I gave you, you would know
yes,
that.
That's the second thing that I was going to say. But do you know how many times I've been diagnosed for ADHD? A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And it's partially because of my ADHD, because I can never remember who my doctor was.
Well, and even if you can, it's so hard to get a hold of them and that you have to like follow up with them and like
That
get
has
on their
happened a
ass
couple
to,
times too.
to give you the documentation.
And they won't. And so finally I just give up and go,
all right,
run it
do
back.
it again. Because it's not like it's going to change.
Right. Like I've been unmedicated for this long, so let's just do another test.
I think that self-diagnosis is valid in the terms of if you are, and I think TikTok has played a huge role in putting information out there
Yes.
and spreading awareness and people going and watching this stuff and going, oh shit, I do that too. I do that too. And I think that is super valid because, I'm not saying go up to the pharmacy and be like, hey, give me Adderall.
No.
But people aren't doing that. They're going to their doctor and going, "Hey, I think I might have this."
And that is my thing, okay? And I know that, again, part of it is like doctors don't have time to be just like, probably there's not enough doctors to deal with
The
all of these
influx.
people, right? Okay, I understand that. But here's the thing. It only irritates me when people self-diagnose when they don't go to a doctor and get actually diagnosed.
Yeah, when they're not bothering to get treatment.
Right, they're just like, if you're using it as an excuse, or if you're just doing the whole I'm so quirky, I have ADHD.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, do you actually have a diagnosis? Because like most everybody that I know who's ADHD doesn't go, I'm so fun and quirky, I'm ADHD. They go, I'm fucking ADHD, I'm sick of it.
Yes.
Right? So like, please, like,
It's not
you
fun.
you can stop with that bullshit. But if you're gonna go to a doctor and say, I think I might have this,
At
please,
least
for the
you're
love of
there.
God, take that seriously.
Like, no doctor should be dismissing
I
someone.
know. I
At the
know.
very least, figure it out.
Right.
Maybe they don't,
Right.
but at least have the respect to actually test them for it.
Right. Like that should have been a situation where it was either, okay, who did you get your diagnosis from? Which
Yes.
she should have known because it should have been in the paperwork.
It was.
But like if it's not in the paperwork, okay, who did you get your diagnosis from? Because like we need that in order to prescribe you the medication.
Yes.
Because I'm pretty sure that that's how it is. It's like, unless I specifically test you,
I need to
it
have
from
documentation.
the person who did test you.
Yes.
And if the person is like, oh no, I haven't been diagnosed, I just think I am, then it needs to be okay, let's run some
Okay.
tests.
Let's go ahead and get this taken care of.
Yeah.
How hard is that?
And if it comes back negative, then we need to figure out
What
how
it
else we
is.
can help you.
Because clearly they're having issues.
Right.
They're not there
Because-
because they don't have
And
issues.
Here's the thing that I don't understand either is it's like if somebody is a hypochondriac, like that also
Is a mental illness.
that needs attention
Yes.
and help.
Don't just dismiss them. They need help.
Yes.
Maybe it's not ADHD, but it's something else.
It's something else. Right. Which is, I mean, full circle. That's how I feel with my anxiety right now.
yes.
Well, I mean, I do have anxiety, but I'm like, okay, so this isn't the main problem.
You're not listening
Something
to
is
me.
causing this.
This
Can
is
you
different.
please help me find what it is?
Yes.
Please.
Something is wrong.
Because I feel like I am about to, like, legitimately, genuinely go crazy if I don't take care of this.
Yeah.
Also, I'm unmedicated ADHD. Please don't leave me hanging. It's really hard for
Yes.
me to make an appointment.
Or
Do
when
you understand how hard it was for me to make the first one?
right. Or when you were like, "Can I like set up an appointment to come back for my blood draw?" And she was like, "No, just call."
No, she said just come in.
Oh, okay.
Or no, she did say just call. And then I was like,
No.
And then she was like, just come in Monday through Friday before this time. And I was like,
Okay.
and I wouldn't have done it if you didn't go with me. In
Right.
fact, I honestly, truly,
You didn't want to.
yeah, I didn't have any intention of
No, I know.
doing that.
I know.
It's hard.
I'm your sport.
Yes. Yes. My emotional support, Lucy. You need it.
You do the same shit for me.
I just always feel bad because I think you need it less than I do. Like less
Because I'm
frequently.
medicated.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That is true. I know. Yeah. That's my rant. I feel like I did 90% of the talking and I'm so sorry.
I disagree.
Okay. Okay. There were like periods where I was like, oh, I think I've been talking for a really long time right now.
You got shit to say.
I do have shit to say. There's
It
probably,
needs to be said.
Yeah, it does. It really does. I feel like it has been getting said more often. And like I said, like, I don't know if it's my algorithm or if it genuinely is just like men starting to actually
Educate themselves.
because I think that a lot of men, listen, I am simultaneously, I hate men and I love men at
Yes.
the same time. It's like the different groups.
yes.
I think that there are a lot of men out there who are very good and have good hearts.
Are loving, supportive
But like
men who care about the women in their lives.
but if they're not the ones who are going through it, which like and I feel like this relates to a lot of like topics. If
Yeah.
you yourself have not gone through it, you're never going to fully understand.
No.
But taking the steps to
Yes.
try and be a little bit
That's
educated.
huge.
Oh my gosh. Amazing.
Like, I can't
Mhm. I
thank
love
you
that.
enough for that.
Yeah. No, that seriously, that like first video of that guy being like, why aren't you guys madder? I was like, this
Thank
is
you.
awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because I mean, we've been screaming from the rooftops.
I know.
Nothing's gonna change until they
I know.
take notice.
And also the fact that seeing that one video, I'm sure I've seen like others that have, but that one was like direct to the
You
point.
felt seen.
This is what it is. And I was like, wow, I have not felt this seen like on social media
Yeah.
for a while. Because yes, it is like I've seen other women saying it, but there's still the shitty comments from men
Yes.
being like, what are you talking about?
And they don't listen to us.
Right. So to see a man doing that,
It's like, okay,
thank you.
we're getting somewhere.
We're doing something. We're opening eyes finally. That's pretty cool.
We're not just screaming into the void. We might still be.
Not all the time. Yeah. Anyways,
There's someone in the void.
sometimes they can hear us, and that's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyways, that's my rant for the day.
Thank you for coming to our TED Talk.
Yeah, seriously. Ooh. Anyways, all right. Well, thanks for joining.
And hit us up. We're on social media and stuff.
Oh, yeah, we are.
We're gonna try to like get better about actually bringing that up.
Yeah.
We are on TikTok and Instagram, Facebook, and the main ones. If you just type in Two Dumb Bitches, you should be able to find us.
Yeah.
And we post reels and shit. And
Sometimes.
we're gonna try to post other stuff someday.
Follow us, please.
Hit us up. Give us a follow. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you think.
Yeah.
We want to hear from you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Every villain is lemons.
What were we talking about?
I don't remember. One butthole.
I'm fucking delicious.